911. What's your emergency?
Yeah, I'd like to report a crime.
What's the issue, ma'am?
He's eating, he's not training. It's not looking good.
And who's the suspect?
I think you guys know about him. His name's Big Mike.
My name is Rashid King. I've been at the top of the fitness game for at least 12 years, and I ain't slowing down. I own one of the fastest growing supplement companies there is. It's called the Ambrosia Collective. We have the #1 plant-based protein in the world. It's called Planta. And through my online training platform, which is called Alpha Shred, I've helped over 60,000 people get in the best shape of their lives. There's one person that got away from me. His name is Big Mike.
What? Don't act like you don't know who I am. My name's Michael White, originally from Los Angeles, California, but currently I live in Scottsdale, Arizona. I teach supply chain courses at Arizona State University. In addition to that, I'm also a supply chain consultant. Mike and I met back in Arizona.
I saw Big Mike very consistently in the gym. However, I wasn't seeing any results with him over time. But as we got to talking, I realized I really liked this guy. So I thought, Big Mike, why don't you let me help you lose some weight?
Me being who I am, initially was like, no. I'm a very private person. I don't like being in the limelight. I'm very uncomfortable with that, and I always keep things kind of in the back. So from that perspective, probably over the next month, I see him at the gym, and every time he touched me and talked to me, hey, let me help you, let me help you. This is what I think we can do.
He said, cool, I'm with it. So we began. The weight was falling off. He was doing great. We got down to about 60 pounds of the 100 pounds. But then I had to move, and I was hopeful that he would stay on track. Come on in, man.
More older, more sexier, though.
What you doing here, bro?
How you doing, man? I'm coming to see you.
What you doing in Cali?
Man, hey, listen, I had to come down and see you.
Yeah, you should tell me something.
You know what? A surprise is the best thing sometimes. I'm gonna catch you off guard.
All right.
For my request that I'm about to ask.
I was shocked because I know Big Mike. I don't know that guy that came over. He done put on some weight. He got thick. He got thick with 2 C's. He's visibly bigger. I can tell he's heavier than when I first met him.
The way I gained it back essentially was the intensity that we worked out with. I continued to work out as I always did, but I never worked out to that level of intensity. My background is being an athlete, and being an athlete back when I was growing up, you always had a coach that was on you that actually pushed you to do harder and harder. My second nature is not to I go work out, but my second nature is not to push myself to the level that Mike does. So as a part of that, between eating, I ate pretty healthy, but I didn't eat from a portion standpoint, my portions weren't correctly. I actually cheated, and I like my Fritos and things like that too. So putting everything together, that's how I gained the weight back. It was gradually over time.
Big Mike, what brings you to town?
Man, I'd come to town to see you.
What you want to see me for, man?
Now I'm getting closer to 50, have some health issues that I'm coming on the other side from. And
What happened?
back in October, I'm sitting on the couch, about to go to bed. Next thing I know, my chest started hurting for the first time ever. And I'm laying there, literally closing my eyes, and I said, I'm not gonna die in my sleep. So I got up, drove myself to the hospital. Getting into the hospital, they checked me in, through all the tests. Good thing I didn't have a heart attack or anything like that. But they said your heart rate was right in between 126 and 130, and they couldn't get it to come down. So they said I had arrhythmia, flutter arrhythmia.
Flutter arrhythmia is also known as atrial flutter. It's a type of abnormal heart rhythm that affects the atria of the heart and is caused by electrical signals in the heart going through a loop that's known as a re-entry circuit instead of the normal pathways. If it's not treated, it can cause detrimental health complications. It can cause death.
I also have blood clots, which I didn't know, one in my leg and one in my small in my lung. Good part about it, everything is fixed and it was good. So they caught it early enough.
You're dealing with heart issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not because you have a bad heart per se, but it's because you put a lot of pressure on your heart,
Right.
by way of food and lack of proper activity. That's the #1 killer in this country. Heart disease is the #1 killer of all Americans, especially in the Black community. So this is something that I really want to get ahead on with Big Mike, address it, tackle it, and hopefully he never see this again. You walking around with excess weight, you should be ashamed of yourself. What we're gonna do is we're gonna adjust everything to get that pressure off your heart. We know that proper rest, sleep, eating properly and not eating that much, exercising the body, proper supplementation, these things can literally reverse the aging process. But the bulk of the work is on you. It's not on me. It's going to be on you.
100, all of it's on me. I agree with that.
I'm going to be very annoying, right? I'm going to be very annoying. I'm going to tell you right now. But it's out of love. I promise you to do everything that I need to do to get you ready. But you got to walk through the fire. I'm going to walk with you.
Okay.
But you got to get switched on right here. I want Big Mike to have a long, fulfilling life, a thriving life, not hanging on by a thread, not being patched together by doctors. We don't need doctors. We the doctors.
After the surprise visit, Big Mike makes his way to the Ambrosia Collective headquarters, where he will have his initial weigh-in to not only receive his starting weight and body measurements, but also plan for the success for this journey.
All right, so what we're going to be doing today is getting your initial measurements. We've got an in-body machine and a high-level one at that. This device uses a state-of-the-art technology called BIA, Bioelectrical Impedance Analysis. That measures the resistance of a very tiny electric current through the body and allows us to come up with a picture of the individual client's body fat, lean muscle tissue, visceral fat, and water hydration levels. Again, there's going to be a very small electric signal. You won't feel anything, of course, but it's going to measure lean muscle mass, it's going to measure body fat, it's going to measure hydration levels, and visceral fat. Visceral fat is it's not the fat that sits over our muscles, like our biceps and triceps and abs. This is the fat that's deep inside of our body that surrounds our internal and vital organs. It's actually more of an indicator of your overall health than subcutaneous regular fat that we think about when we think about someone who's shredded or ripped. It's more important than that because it affects the function of your organs.
I have not always been heavy set. I've actually used to be really thin. Played Pop Warner football and basketball. I ran track, I ran cross country and never lost. I played football in high school, basketball, and I also played college football at Arizona State University. Up until maybe 2000, I was about 220, 225. Very low body fat, and worked out all the time too.
Mr. Turbati, should we be concerned?
You should.
So Big Mike fell off?
He fell off. Weight is at 322.7. Lean body mass is at 195.3 pounds. Body fat mass is at 127.4 pounds. Body fat percentage is at 39.5, borderline obesity, putting him at risk for numerous different diseases and cancers and diabetes. Worst of all, the visceral fat is over 20. We're gonna need to get that down immediately. Your mission is clear.
All right, so the plan for Big Mike is simple. I'm gonna be putting him through Alpha Shred workouts. Alpha Shred is a program that I've been running for about 5 to 6 years, in which I've gotten thousands upon thousands of people in shape. This high intensity interval training. I will have him training for 20 seconds at a time, 10-second break, 30 seconds at a time, 10-second break, or 15-second break, stuff like that. So that will increase his metabolic rate, get his heart rate up, right? And it's muscle building exercises in a cardiovascular capacity. So it's the best of both worlds. I have Big Mike detained right now. I'm gonna pull him into the interrogation room and try to scare him straight a little bit.
Am I in trouble?
Usually somebody that's in trouble would ask if they're in trouble.
I think I might need a phone call.
No phone call, Big Mike.
What's going on with the gloves? Are they necessary?
For the gloves? No, they're not.
Okay. All right, I feel better.
All right, Big Mike. Agent Turbati gave you a rundown of these stats right here.
Yes, sir.
You're fast-tracking to heart disease. Straight up. The technical term for a heart attack is a myocardial infarction. That's when blood is not going to a specific part of the heart. It happens when blood flow to the heart is blocked. Now the blockage is caused by a blood clot, which is preventing the flow of blood and oxygen to the heart. Now, without blood and oxygen, the muscles around the heart, the actual heart, it begins to die. Now, when this first happens, they call it a minor heart attack. And it doesn't feel super dramatic like one would think. It can be just some minor chest pain, discomfort in your upper body, indigestion that don't seem like it's going away, discomfort in the arms, neck, or your jaw, things like that. Now, here's the risk factors that you have to look out for. Smoking, high blood pressure, obesity, which is the #1 cause of heart disease, and a family history of heart disease. Now, a family history of heart disease is not a death sentence. Your lifestyle will be a death or a life sentence. It's all on you. The beautiful thing about it. Now, what we're gonna do is provide you everything that you need.
Everything?
Everything. This is what we do here at Ambrosia, right? So we're always reading data, information, giving information for certain products to address issues that people have. I do want you to adopt fuck a shirt season, right?
Death.
Fuck that.
Yes.
Fuck a shirt season.
I'm with you.
I want you healthy heart season. I want you Big Mike gonna be 100 and something years old season.
I love it.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
But not just aging, but aging gracefully, because that's the vibe. We don't want to be people who are being kept alive with medication and all of that shit. We want to be healthy, thriving into our twilight years. And with that being said, we got a stack for you. Nectar, superfood, no morbidity. You're gonna take this at night before you go to bed. We got you.
My favorite.
Planta, baby. So this is like a dessert, banana maple French toast. And we got the newest kid on the block, Hydro. So this is gonna be the stack. I need to call in the big guns for your diet, for your nutrition. So Agent to our body is putting that together right now. You ready for this?
I'm ready. Thinking that I may not wake up, that has a lasting effect and burned in my psyche as that I won't get here again. One thing I always live by and I always say to myself is, I just want to wake up the next day. So what do I need to do to make sure I wake up the next day? And I want to start stacking days. And as I do that, the only way to get there is to be healthier.
I've been in this fitness game for 12 years. I hit the top and I've stayed there consistently. I'm at the pinnacle. But what good is it if I can't really help the people that I'm closest to? So that's why I'm doing this. If I can help so many thousands of people around the world, why wouldn't I help one of my good buddies? Doesn't even make sense. I don't want anyone around me not being in tip-top shape. Even if I gotta come out there and grab your hand and get you in shape, I wanna make it happen. A big factor in his success is gonna be you. It's gonna be the community rallying around him. It takes a nation, y'all. I'm gonna really need y'all to be in the comments encouraging him. Keep checking in on his progress. Hold him accountable, all right? Whatever we gotta do to make him win, we're gonna do it. 60% of all Americans are overweight. 70% of those people that are overweight are obese. So that's 40% of all Americans are obese. It's a big problem. So a lot of y'all can benefit from a lot of the tactics, the training, and the supplements that we're implementing right here in this series. Listen, a win for Big Mike is a win for you. Because if you see him doing it, you know that you can do it too, all right? No self-limiting beliefs. You have to be good to yourself. If you love yourself, really love yourself. Tell yourself positive things. And don't say, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, because that's not true. Well, actually, if you say it, it is true. So be careful what you tell yourself. We've all been indoctrinated with a way of life that is not conducive to us having real freedom and do what we want to do, how we want to do it, when we want to do it. It's time to break these chains from our brain. I'm going to help you reprogram yourself to have the life that you deserve, because many of y'all are looking for a breakthrough, which happens at the very first Sacred Society Live Mastermind, where my team and I will deconstruct the elements of success and help you develop a personal roadmap for your journey. They've convinced you that making money is difficult, but it's not. It's a matter of knowing the process and seeing it through. They got you going to a job that you don't like, getting paid less than what you're worth. To take that money, go to your apartment or your house that's not your dream house, so you could sleep, get rest, to get up and go back to that job, making that person rich so they can keep drip feeding you just a little bit of money for you to go back, pay these bills so you can rest and go to work. It's a cycle, and it's madness, it's insanity. And this is what they teach. The modern school system teaches people to be like this, docile and obedient. September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is the Sacred Society Mastermind. We have general admission, we have VIP, and we have ultra VIP. General admission and VIP is the 2nd and the 3rd. Ultra VIP members will also get the 4th, in which we will be going on the ocean, beautiful Atlantic Ocean, Miami, on a yacht. It'll be myself, 19 Keys, Wall Street Trapper, Wes Watson, Sean Whalen, Sean Torbati, and a few other of my self-made multi-millionaire homies. You will have access to a live fireside chat. You will get to participate. We will be filming content. You will get to ask us questions. You will get to pitch your ideas. We will give you feedback. It'll be a day that'll change your life. Once you open yourself up to a new standard, you can't go back. I hope y'all are ready. Get your tickets now at sacredsociety.io. I'll see y'all in Miami this September.